You are listening to KSG podcast. This is a short, crisp, concise, exam-oriented, edited editorial for civil services aspirants. In this podcast, we are going to talk about the Global Hunger Index. Source for the content is V. Ananta Nageshwaran's article for Mint. An index by the name Global Hunger Index, that is GHI, released its 2021 edition in October 2021. Even as it showed India improving its absolute score, its rank slipped because others did better on the four parameters that go into the index, presumably. In general, these global rankings are problematic for several reasons. One, they take no account of different population sizes, and second, do they consider the different paths that nations have followed? Only one another country has a population comparable to India's. Third, they take no account of different resource endowments. If a country or region was lavished with aid and assistance for a specific purpose, then its achievement on that parameter has to be much bigger. 4. It is not easy to replicate such indices since they involve some quantitative and qualitative aspects. 5. Such global indices make nations prioritize rank improvement as an ultimate policy objective rather than improvement in the underlying parameters. That leaves the organizations responsible for such indices open to influence and worse. It is for these reasons that the nutrient value of global indices and rankings for policymaking is questionable. In the case of the Global Hunger Index, India has justifiable reason to feel aggrieved. First, let us start with the name. It is a misnomer. It should be more precisely called the Global Human Nourishment Index. Citizens of many developed nations are not hungry but suffer from malnutrition. Even the words stunting and wasting need to be replaced. They represent condescending value judgments. The index construction is simple enough. It has four components: the proportion of population that is undernourished, under 5 infant mortality, stunting in children under 5, and wasting in children under 5. Undernourishment and child mortality have one-third weight each, and the other two have one-sixth weight each. A country's score on any of these parameters is compared to a benchmark value, which is the maximum that prevailed between 1988 and 2013. The lower the number, the better is the country's achievement on the index. 0 means no hunger, and 100 means extreme hunger. India's score was 27.5 in 2021, while it was 28.8 in 2012. Only some specific years are reference years and not the previous year. The institution that compiles the index relies on data provided by UN organizations such as the FAO, UNICEF, WHO, and the World Bank. India has its own National Family Health Survey. Its fourth survey, that is NFHS 4, was for 2015 to 2016 and the fifth for 2019 to 2020. But the data for NFHS 5 is incomplete. The fifth round must be completed, results quickly tabulated and discussed. NFHS 4 data is available on a nationwide basis. The proportion of children under 5 who suffer wasting, that is lower weight for height, has gone up from NFHS 3 to NFHS 4, that is from 19.8% to 21%. The proportion of under 5 children who are stunted has dropped from NFHS 3 to NFHS 4. That is consistent with what the GHI data breakdown also shows. NFHS 3 was for 2005 to 2006. Now, India has done well on under 5 mortality as well. Between 1990 and 2019, the annual reduction in the rate of infant mortality was 4.5%, much better than many nations in the region except for 2. That is reflected in the infant mortality component of GHI as well. So, on 2 of the 4 components, stunting and infant mortality, that carry 50% of weight. India has done well. On another component, wasting, India has done poorly, but that accords with national data as well. It leaves us only with the fourth item with one-third weight, and that is the undernourished population. The FAO, which supplies the data, shows that India's undernourished population declined from 21.6% in 2004 to 2006 to 15.3% in 2018 to 2020. In the 2020 report that had data for 2017 to 2019, the proportion was 14%. For the 2021 report, the FAO relied on survey data collected through Gallup World Poll because of COVID. That's it for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. To join KSG India courses and to crack the IELTS exam, visit ksgindia.com. You can also get a PDF of this podcast on ksgindia.com.